take down. Cheyenne followed bison so they could eat them and hunt them, of course. They grew squash and corn if they were going to stay for a while. Cheyenne, here's something interesting. Cheyenne played lacrosse.
Oh,
They were friends with the Arapaho tribe.
yeah.
Cheyenne used dog sleds before they, sorry, it's kind of used horses.
Sure.
Dogs, uh, they dog soldiers that would put a large stick in the ground and tied a rope to the stick and tied it to their belts so they did not run away from the attackers. Cheyenne is a great tribe. It has a lot of facts. And
Good.
that's it.
All
What the heck
right.
is it?
So I'll start off the
Let's see
compliment for Michael. Michael, that you did a really great job of telling us some fun facts about the Cheyenne Indians that I never would have known. Things like
Yeah,
they were friends with the Arapaho tribe, and things like they played lacrosse, which, we all play, or well, I mean, is kind of popular today. So
yeah.
very cool. Anybody else want to give Michael a compliment? Jaden.
what was I thinking? That's a great report, Michael. I think it's cool.
Hey, I have something.
Sure.
Vero. I can't remember her name. I can't really read it. Is it Vero?
Yes.
That yeah, they were friends with the Arapaho tribe. Tribe you reported, isn't that
That
one? That's kind
Yep.
of cool.
I
Yeah.
found that interesting too.
Mhm.
That was really interesting. And did anybody notice any similarities between their tribe and what Michael just presented about the Cheyenne tribe? Well, Vero might have had maybe she didn't even know it, but maybe one similarity that they were friends, and so maybe they did things similar, like they played games together, or maybe they lived in the same kind of houses.
They
Um,
tra- they also traded.
that's right, they traded items.
They, like such as animal furs.
Mhm.
Yes. Very good. All right, Jaden's pretty excited. I wish he could present again, but he'll just have to. Um, okay, go ahead, Jaden.
I think I have a similarity with Vera's report. The Oots and her they both lived in teepees.
Yes, they both use teepees for their houses. Very good.
And also I think they hunted big game.
Yeah,
So,
they hunted bison, so yeah, they
yeah,
fished too.
yeah, bison are
And
definitely
they both
considered big game.
hunted buffalo
Buffalo, bison.
It's the same thing. Yep.
and meat.
Yep, buffalo and bison are definitely the same thing, and they are big game. So, very cool, guys. All right, are we ready for Tyler to present? Okay, Tyler, do you want me to pull it up on the screen, or do you want to just read it? What would you prefer?
I'll just read it.
Okay.
Okay. The Folsom people got the name because they were first discovered in Folsom, New Mexico. What makes them different is the spirit point they made. From the site scientists discovered, it tells us about their homes, food, and other interesting things. The Folsom people lived in small huts. They were nomadic people who stayed as long as they had game. Their homes were easy and quick to make. They made their homes with sticks tied together. They would also skin mammoths for their warm coats and put it over the frames of their small homes. The Folsom people were like campers. They stayed in an area as long as they had animals to hunt. The Folsom people hunted big game. They mostly hunted bison and mammoths. They seemed to hunt bison more. They used the animals for food, cloths, tools, and other things. Sometimes they would have to leave some food behind because well they could they couldn't carry it all. Not much else is known about what they ate. There 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 are some interesting finds about the Folsom people. When they would hunt, they would plunge a spear into the side of the game and break the remaining spear that's not in the game. Um, I lost my spot. Hang on.
That's okay.
Break the remaining spear that is in the game to make sure the animal would die. At some time, the Folsom people started using Atlatl as a throwing stick for spears to throw them further. It could throw a spear up to 100 yards, making it easier to hunt. In Texas, they found bison bones at the bottom of a cliff. They don't know whether the Folsom people scared them off or if they ran off. The Folsom people utilized the carcasses for food, shelter, and tools for making things. Yeah, I
All
just
right. Was that it, Tyler?
the Folsom, no, the
Okay.
Folsom people they would the Folsom people hunted for survival. They would move where all the animals would move. We only know we only know a little bit about the Folsom people because we only know what we dig up about them. We want to um but what we do know is they hunted big game. It is dangerous, but they didn't but they had but they did it because they did it in order to survive.
Very good. Okay, so I have a compliment for Tyler. This was really kind of interesting information. That part about how they hunted and they would throw the spear at the animal, which was big game. So I think a lot of you can make the connection there that they also hunted big game, but they would throw a spear and then I just pulled up your report, Tyler, so hopefully everyone can see it here in a second. Um, what would they do? They would break off the end of it or something, or
They break off the remaining spear um that's out of the animal.
wow. And why would they do that? Why would they break off that part that was, outside the animal just to make sure it was dead or
Make sure it would die because if they break it, it would probably just and they just leave it in there, it would probably just fall out and they would have a chance in surviving.
oh, wow. And then another really interesting thing that I found about the Folsom people, I'm not 100% sure that this is the case or not, but has anyone heard of Folsom Field in Boulder? It's at
Nope.
the University of Colorado or CU's football stadium. So I wonder, and I'm not sure, I don't know, but I'm wondering if this tribe is what the stadium is named for. Hmm.
Well,
Although it
Hey,
seems like these
yes,
people they lived in small huts, and it seemed like they were mostly in New Mexico. Were they in Colorado at all, Tyler? Or do you
um,
know?
I don't remember reading anything about that.
Okay.
um,
I can look it up.
hey, I forgot to mention something.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
This isn't on my paper, but I just thought it was kind of funny. My mom's cousins may have been in the Cheyenne tribe.
Oh, wow. So
That's why
that
I
is
picked it.
Oh, that's why
That's why
you
I
picked
picked the
it. So that's
Cheyenne.
a connection that you just made there. That's a text to world connection, right?
Mhm.
Cool. Any other compliments for Tyler? Jaden.
I actually got two similarities between Tyler. They were awesome.
They were nomadic, and they also hunted bison.
Good. So you got some similarities to Tyler's tribe. Do you have anything nice to share with him?
His report was really good, and it had a lot of facts, and I like that.
Yeah, it definitely had a lot of facts in it. Vero, go ahead.
His report had a really good introduction.
I liked his introduction. It was nice. And we worked a little bit on topic sentences and this it's not like he just said I'm going to tell you about the Folsom people. That's not quite as interesting as what he did say, which the Folsom people got their name because they were first discovered in Folsom, New Mexico. Right away, I know I'm going to learn about the Folsom Indian tribe from New Mexico. So, yeah, very good. All right, so we have Kendall. Kendall, are you ready to share?
Yeah,
Okay, and I actually have.
mine is on this screen.
Okay, I'll pull it up because I actually have yours saved on my computer as well. So here we go.
After doing research on the Anasazi Indian tribe, I discovered some very interesting facts. The Anasazi were an Indian tribe that lived as early as 12,000 BC. They were known for being nomads, basket makers, and agriculture. The Anasazi first settled in the area we know as Four Corners and Mesa Verde, which is the southwestern Colorado. They lived in pit houses. This house was a shallow hole in the ground that was covered with a roof of branches and mud. The next houses were huge stone buildings up to 5 stories high called cliff dwellings. These cliff dwellings are like those at Manitou cliff dwellings near Colorado Springs. They were called basket maker Anasazi because of their basket making skills. They used yucca bark and other plant fibers to make things like sandals and baskets to store food. The Anasazi started as nomadic hunters killing wild game with spears. They also began growing crops, mostly corn and squash. The Anasazi sun-dried their vegetables. They learned to conserve water by making a 500,000-gallon reserve near Mesa Verde. Learning that the
That word is
Anasazi
reservoir.
Indians was very fun and interesting. I learned that although they had different lifestyles than us, they are like us too, in that they built homes, made crafts, and farmed.
Very good. So I'll start off with some compliments for Kendall. First things first, I mean, I love the pictures. It kind of gives you an idea right away of what she's talking about when she says cliff dwellings. And then she mentioned this whole section on how they were expert basket makers. And so she gave us a picture of what one of those baskets looked like. Um, Also, I thought it was really well put together, and you had an introduction paragraph, and you had and a conclusion paragraph as well. So those were very obvious to the reader, and then these three paragraphs in the center were your body paragraphs. Yes,
This
Vera,
her
go ahead.
her report had lots of details.
Yes, it did. It had tons of details. She talked about where they lived. She talked about what type of houses they lived in. She talked about how they hunted and what they ate. And she also talked about what they were good at, which was weaving baskets and making sandals and stuff. Jaden.
Hey.
I actually have a compliment for Kendall. It was really good pictures. And are those actually Puebloans? Because I pushed
Yes.
okay, because those were cool. Because they were cool.
They were very cool. And I'm
They
sure
were
some people noticed some similarities. It seems like her Indians, although they didn't live in teepees, they lived, more in the cliff dwellings and that kind of thing. They still hunted big game, and then they began as nomadic hunters, but then they started growing crops as well. And whenever a tribe starts to grow crops, that means they stop moving around as much because they have to kind of wait for their crops, and then the next season will come and they'll move to where they could plant crops um, better in the next place. So, yeah, that was really awesome. I agree, Vero. So, anybody else want to give Any compliments before we maybe move on
Me,
to Will?
me. Can I?
Sure.
I has a lot of facts. I like the pictures you picked, and I liked how you choose that tribe. It's a very nice tribe.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really sweet. And I'm glad that you all chose different tribes. It was kind of interesting for me to see everybody choose something different. So, all right, Will, are you ready to share your report with us?
Yes, but I did mine on my computer.
Perfect. Well, I will share your screen then so that we could see your screen. So you're going to see a button that says show my screen. Click it and then we'll see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we can see your screen now.
All right. Let me find it.
Okay. Cute picture.
Thanks.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
opening.
Okay, it's opening up. So just give us a little heads up. What tribe did you do, Will?
I did the Apache tribe.
Apache tribe. Okay, good.
That's cool.
See, we all did different tribes. This is awesome.
That's a cool code.
There it is. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, so um, I did the Apache tribe. What should I do?
Go ahead and just share it with us. You can read it, and then when you scroll down, you'll show the picture.
Okay. The Apache tribe is now located in New Mexico and Arizona. The name Apache is pronounced Apache and means fighting men or enemy. Their own name once was NDE, which means the people. The Apache tribe were hunters and gatherers. The Apache tribe lived in more than one house. They had two houses and moved back and forth often. They had a home in the mountains and one in the desert. The women of the tribe built the homes. Their tribes were called wickups and made out of sticks and tied together with strands of yucca. Wickups are small dome-shaped huts. They were about 6 feet tall in the middle. Apaches were hunters and gatherers. This means that they hunted and gathered their food. They used bow and arrows to kill deer and rabbits and other animals. Women gathered nuts and berries. Apache did not eat fish, even though there was plenty of fish around. Food was the reason they moved from house to house so often. Some other interesting facts about Apache was what they wore. The men wore breech cloths in the summer and warmer clothes like leggings and shirts in the winter. Apache women dressed up a lot. The long skirts, looses made of leather that they had at the bottom of the skirt. Their sleeves were short around the elbow so they could stick out, so they could still work. Women wore a lot of jewelry made out of metal and leather. There are many interesting facts about the Apache tribe. This is the picture
Wow.
of the Apache tribe.
That's cool.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, my sources. I wrote down my sources down here.
Whoa, that's very advanced. I'm glad that you did that. I didn't even ask you to. So thank you, Will. I'll just start the compliments. Will, I loved your report. I learned a lot about the Apache tribe that I never knew before. Um, that was really interesting about, like, scroll back up. I want to show that one part about the women building the houses. That
Yeah.
just seemed kind of different to me. And then What else? There was something else about the women there that was.
Um,
Gathering nuts.
women wore a lot of jewelry.
Yes, well, and I like a lot of jewelry, and that they also gathered the nuts and berries. Good. So let's take Vero's comment.
The picture looks cool, and the TP looks a little different than mine. The the one that the Arapaho Indian tribe made.
That's right, Vero. His tribe makes it out of something different. Your tribe, the Arapaho Indians, make it out of bison skin, right? So
Yes.
it looks like his tribe probably uses more like sticks and that kind of thing. Jaden,
Can I go?
we'll
Sorry.
take Jaden and then Michael. Oh, sorry, you're muted. Go ahead, Jaden.
Okay. I think it was just a good report, and I like the picture.
I agree. And I think that he hit all of the main details. He like what they ate, what they lived in, what they wore, where they were located, all of those things. Okay, let's take Michael's comment and then Vero.
Um, I really like the tribe, and it was interesting that the women built the house and gathered all the stuff, and the boys didn't build the houses. That was kind of interesting.
I agree. Okay, Vero, go ahead.
I have two things to say. So the woman built the teepees for my tribe, and his report was like really good.
I agree. So there was a similarity. Did anybody else notice any other similarities or differences between your tribe and the one that Will just presented?
Mm, mm-mm.
Vero?
And they gathered berries.
Good. So both tribes were hunters and gatherers. Jaden, what about yours?
Um, the men hunted while the women stayed home
Oh,
and built all the houses, the teepees. But the
Yeah,
teepees were made of animal skin. And I also found out that they were also bear hunters.
very
Those are
good.
two similarities.
All right, guys, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back because you all did fantastic. These were fantastic reports. All right. So we are going to switch into just a little bit of math review because we have a little bit of time left.
Okay.
So hopefully you have your, notebook ready and that kind of thing. We have been working, I'm going to go ahead and mute you because I'm getting a little bit of feedback. But don't worry, when it's time for you to answer a question, you can use the chat or you can raise your hand and then I will definitely unmute you. Okay, Michael's really excited to say something, so I will unmute Michael. Go ahead.
I just thought we were going to talk. I thought there was another tribe. Sorry.
I don't think so. Everybody had a chance to go, right? I think so. And like I said, that was so cool because everybody chose a different tribe. So that was awesome. All right, here we go. We've been working with longer multiplication problems. So we'll just do like one or two together and then we'll go a little faster just to give you a quick review. So multiplying two-digit numbers. Here we go.
I'm. Uh,
Go ahead, Michael.
I'm not very good at math or anything like that.
Sure you are. You'll be fine. We'll just take this one a little slow.
I just don't. I can't even get the threes. I'm not good at times three or anything like that.
Well, that just, memorizing your multiplication facts just takes a little bit of time. So, do you have some flashcards at home or do you play those
Yeah,
math games?
I do both, but I'm still bad at it.
Oh, you'll get better. And Yeah, I think, and Vero, you're doing great. You are ahead of this lesson, but this is a good review for you too. All right, so we'll just walk through this first problem slow and then we'll speed up here in a minute. Okay, first step is to multiply 7 times 1, just 7. And then 7 times 1 is 7. Who could tell me what I need to do right here before I go on? Tyler?
Put a 0 under the first digit.
Yeah, a
On
place
7.
value holder. And then 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Now I've got to add it all up. 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry the 1. And so your answer should be 407.
What?
Did you get something different, Michael?
No, I just didn't get that.
Okay, let's go a little slower. I'm going to wipe this one clean because it's kind of messy. All right, so our problem was 11 times 37. Okay, so first step is to start here with your 7.
Is
Well,
it 307?
it was 407.
No, I meant this one.
So the answer was 407.
Okay.
You might have just forgotten to add that last column up, and maybe that's why you got 307 instead. But
Oh.
let's try another one. Let's try 76 times 10. And actually, guys, you don't even need to write this one down. When you see a problem with a 0 on the end, like a 76 times 10,
Is it 706?
760. All you need to do is just add the 0 to the 76, right? So you didn't even have to write that one down. Same with this one, 90 times 10. Everyone type
900.
into the chat. Should be 900. That's right. All I'm going to do is add a 0. And there we go.
11 times 29.
So this one, go ahead and write down 11 times 29.
I'm sorry, I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
You're doing fine, Michael. Just give it a try and we'll walk through it. We'll do this one together, but let's have everybody try this problem.
Is it 209?
Not quite. Okay, I'm going to wait for a couple more people to type into the chat their answer.
I don't have an answer.
Okay, so I got most people written in. So let's see. Let's check it. 11 times 29. Who wants to walk me through this and tell me what I need to do first? Tyler.
First 2 times is 9 times 1.
Okay, 9 times
Which is
1.
9. Then you do 9 times 1.
Yep.
Which is 9.
Yep.
Add a 0 under the first digit 9. Then you do 2 times 1, which is 2. And then you do 2 times 1, which is 2.
Good.
And then you add them.
Okay, so what's 9 plus 0?
No. 9.
9 plus 2?
11.
1 plus 2?
3.
Perfect. 319. Okay, let's try another one. Oh, here we go again. 55 times 10. Yes, Vero said it. 550. Perfect. Oh, 98 times 10.
950.
980. You got it.
I can't write this down.
Well, when you're multiplying by 10, you don't really have to. So, Michael, let me just show you just a really quick example of what we just went through. So we had 98 times 10. If I'm going to make something 10 times bigger, really all you need to know is that I'm just going to add that 0 onto whatever it is I'm making 10 times bigger, and that would be my answer. So when I see a problem like this, I could actually write it a little bit different. I can write it like this. And I could bring that 0 straight down, and then I could do a really easy problem. What's 1 times 98? There you go. And there's your answer. Does that make sense, Michael?
Yeah.
What problem are we doing right now?
Right now, we are going to do 46 times 11.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a couple people who are ready.
Is it
500.
446?
Not quite. Let's do it together. So we had 46. What is it? 11 times 46. So
Yes.
11 times 46. Our first step is to multiply 6 times 1.
That's 6.
Yep. And then 6 times 1.
4.
6 times 1. 6. Add the 0 underneath. And then 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 again is 4. Now I need to add all of this up. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 4 is 5.
This
So
is
your
not
answer
making
is
sense at all.
506. All right, Jaden, do you have a question? No, you just wanted to do that problem? That's fine. I'll let you do the next one. How about that? Okay, so this will take you just a couple minutes. 39 times 68. 39 times 68.
68?
Yep, 39 times 68.
I'm writing these down.
Good.
I'm still not getting it.
It just takes a little bit of practice, Michael. It's okay. So when you get an answer, type it into the chat. Okay. Getting close.
What the heck was that? 49!
Jaden, go ahead and type it into the chat when you get an answer.
I think it's 49. 8 times 6.
Jaden, are you giving us the answer or you want to walk us through the problem?
I want to walk us through the problem.
Okay, so
Okay,
he's going to go through the entire problem. All right, so your first step is to do 8 times 9, right?
Okay, if this was 9 plus 8, it would have been much easier because that would have been 17. But it's multiplication.
Yeah, yep, this is definitely multiplication, not division. So, or I mean, not addition. So everybody, 8 times 9, 72, right?
Oh yeah.
And then 8 times 3 is 24.
Yep.
And
Okay,
what's
now I'll do the 6 plus
okay? Well, we have to finish this step. So what's 24 plus 7?
20. That's 31.
Good. Now I have to do my place value holder. And now you could do the 6 for us. What's 6 times 9, Jaden?
Okay, that's 54.
Good. Carry my 5. Now, Jaden, what's 6 times 3?
80?
18.
18. Okay.
And what's 18 plus 5?
8 plus 5.
18 plus 5 is
Oh, leave me.
23
Okay, now 2 and
plus
1.
0.
Now that's, and the second one is 5.
Okay.
6. Then just drop the 2.
So your final answer should be 2,000.
2,652.
Very good. Have you guys learned, oh, what's the other version of multiplication? It's lattice. Have they talked about lattice multiplication yet?
You mean the dot on the top, a line in the middle, and a dot on the bottom?
No,
Like
it's
the
where they
reverse of
draw
it?
like a house. Has anyone seen that yet? I think,
Yes.
have you? Okay. Sometimes that's helpful for people. So Will said yes. He's going to help me remember because this is definitely not how I learned to multiply, but sometimes it's easier for some people.
And I don't
Draw,
use it.
first thing you do, and you could do this with me, you draw a little box like this, and then you divide those boxes up in half like this, and then like, oops, like so. Okay. And then you put your multiplication problem on the top and on the side. So for the one that we just did, it would be 39 and then 68 on the top. Does anybody remember how to do this? I'm going to have to
No.
practice it again.
I've kind of forgotten.
Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody except for Will because I'm getting a little bit of feedback. But this is a helpful strategy for some people, and it might be helpful for some of you. So Will, what is
Yeah.
our first step in lattice multiplication? Isn't it you do like the 3 and times the 6 and you put
Yeah.
18 like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you do 8 times 9, and then you
Okay.
put them in this box, the top right.
Oh, do I? Oh, it's the top right. Okay, so 72.
And then you do 8 times 3
Okay.
and put
Wouldn't
it in
that
the
go in the
bottom
top
left.
box?
What?
Wouldn't 8 times 3 go in this box?
Yes.
Okay. So 8 times 3, 24 should go in this box, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then you do 6 times 9.
So 6 times 9 should go in this box, and that's 54. And then 9 times 8 is 72. Then how do I add them all up, Will?
You just add them, I think, one by one.
There's
Like 8 plus 1, 4 plus 2, 7 plus 2, 5 plus 4.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to remember this strategy. Sorry, Michael, I'm trying to actually help you right now by remembering lattice multiplication, but I'm gonna practice it because it's not something that I'm used to doing. Um, but we could show it next week and maybe do a little bit more practice with lattice. But you'll still get the same answer, which would be 2,000. What was it? 200. whatever the answer was, 265. So, okay. All right, guys. So, yeah, Michael, don't worry about the lattice multiplication. We'll work more on that later. For now, just worry about the regular type of multiplication. Okay?
If you're
And,
wondering why I'm doing that, I am yawning.
okay. All right, fantastic. So we did pretty good today. It looks like maybe next week we'll need a little bit more practice with two-digit multiplication and then of course three-digit multiplication. So but that's it for today. We have to go ahead and go, but you guys did a fantastic job on your reports, and I will see you next week. All right, give us a wave goodbye. Bye.
Peace!